going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy Far Rock 22M, aka Infamous Owen, Infamous_Owen on IG. It's gonna be one of those 421s again, but this time we're gonna talk about one that really only New Yorkers and maybe people in the tri-state area could relate to. Now, but listen up. This is kind of one of New York's favorite. You know what I'm saying? Now, this could only be found in the 5 boroughs. I don't know too much about Staten Island, but I tell you this. This was mainly found in Brooklyn and Queens. Not saying it wasn't uptown, but where you're going to get this at, the best of it is going to be in Brooklyn and Queens, mostly Brooklyn. And we know it as that black. The black, you know what I'm saying? Now, black was, it wasn't everybody's favorite, but it was a lot of people's favorite. And if you had good black, then it was one of your favorites. So, me personally, black was cool with me. But black used to make me sleep, you know what I'm saying? It used to make me very tired. Sometimes make me a little paranoid too. But you always was good. But here's the thing, right? A lot of people don't know where black came from or how it was made up. Some people would say it's not natural. And to an extent it wasn't. But from what I learned about black, you know what I'm saying? It was like basically fermented bud. So, it was practiced, like they do this in like Thailand and all that. That's why they call it like the chocolate Thai stick, because it's a practice that, some of the Jamaicans was doing. So what they would do, I think they would get some like decent green, some decent Arizona. I don't think they would do this with skunk, but they'll probably get some like decent Arizona, some decent green. And what they would do is like they'll put some Guinness on it or put something on it. I don't know if it was rum or Guinness or something. And I think they'll wrap it up in corn and put it in a sack and let it sit in the ground for months, maybe about a year. The real practice is that other civilizations, they used to put it in corn and put it in the ground for like a year to let it ferment. And most of the times, if you knew what you was doing, they would let it ferment long. And, a lot of people knew how to practice that. And you would end up with some good black. Now, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. Maybe I might be wrong. Maybe it might be, maybe it wasn't a corn they wrapped it up in. Maybe it was something else. But I do know that they put it in the ground for a little bit of time and they let it ferment. And then after that, that's when that bud is just like stronger. So, and if you had some good black, boy, it was a little expensive too. It wasn't cheap, but most of the time black came in dimes. Dimes are better. And people would travel to go get this stuff. Like there was a spot in Brooklyn. There was a couple of spots in Brooklyn. But y'all know about LP. You know what I mean? Linden and Powell. And yeah, man, like the Tyson, all of that stuff was crazy back then. And I think those were the people who actually, knew what they was doing when it came to that black. Because for people to drive all the way out to Brooklyn to go get that, we had it in Queens too, don't get confused, but you wanted that real deal, you probably had to go to Brooklyn to get it. And if somebody had it out here, they probably went to Brooklyn to go get it. But black was a great bud to mix with a lot of stuff. Now, we all know about the infamous beef and broccoli. Now, some might say, oh no, that's haze and black. Haze and black is not beef and broccoli to me. I'm sorry. Haze and black is something that you should have never done. You know what I'm saying? It's either one or the other when it comes to those. But me personally, when you had some good black and some good green, like some Ari, or some skunk, especially skunk. If you mix some black with some skunk, I'm doing that dog face that, you see on the memes with that white dog. I'm telling you. Skunk, you can mix some skunk with some haze or whatever. People used to mix skunk with hydro. But me, they used to mix black with hydro. I didn't really do all of that. But black and some green, the real beef and broccoli, black and green, black and skunk, black and Ari, oh man, you was in for a good day. I tell you that. You was in for a good day. Yeah, man, I remember, quick story. I had a situation with some black one time, right? This was like back in like 2004, long time ago. Could have been '05, but I think it was '04. My regular people ran out of black out here, so we had to go through a third party. And this third party had to go to Southside to go get this shit. And I don't know where in Southside, I don't know if it was Baisley or Foch. I don't know if it was Baisley Projects or if it was, I think it was over there by Foch. So they had to go get that real quick. And I ain't gonna lie, they compressed that shit so bad, so much, that a QP can actually fit in your pocket. Like, the QP fitted in a nigga pocket. I was very skeptical. Took it home, broke it up. It turned out to be a real QP, fluffed up and everything. But like, yo, we bagged it, started moving. It was all right. And then like a couple of days later, I went to go up and make a little blink real quick. That whole batch turned white on me. Like, I don't know if it was mold or what, but that whole batch turned white on me, man. It was like $1,000 a week business reduced to ribbles. You know what I'm saying? And very disappointed. Kind of set me back, and me and my people's back. But you know what I'm saying? After that, I ain't really messed with that no more. I just kept it the exotic and the green and all of that. But let me know what y'all think in the comments, man. Tell me what it was. But, you know, like, share, subscribe, donate if you can. Sandmano, SANDMANO at Cash App. But most importantly, like, subscribe, share, like, share, subscribe. And hit me up in the comments. Peace out, y'all.